Dealing with death is never easy for children who lose a parent. The effects can be devastating. It can also be difficult for the surviving parent to help their children cope with the loss, particularly as they work through their own grief. Hear from a South Valley mom who is taking positive steps to ensure her children move forward in a healthy, balanced manner.
I mean, it's hard. You know, me and Roger started off as a young family, and he was only 26 and I was 25, and, you know, we had these two young, beautiful babies.
Stephanie Mello is now raising two small children, 4-year-old Abby and 1-year-old Ryan, on her own.
I finally made another doctor's appointment for him on a Friday, and he went and they just gave him more antibiotics, thinking it was a sinus infection. And by Sunday, it was already too late. He was gone, and it just literally sort of happened overnight.
Stephanie wants to make sure her children know how much he loved them.
Who is that?
Baby Abby.
Baby Abby. And who's that?
Daddy.
Daddy. Roger loved his kids. I mean, when Abby was born, I mean, he was just such a proud papa. He would take her out everywhere, you know, even as a newborn. And, you know, as she got older, she was easier to take to like baseball games or to the park. And then once Ryan, my son, was born, he was always in the little baby snuggly, and Roger, this big guy with this little tiny infant on his body. It was just so cute. I mean, he just absolutely adored his kids. I mean, he was just a great father.
To help her children cope with their loss in the best way possible, they are seeing Rose Rubio, a licensed marriage and family therapist at the Kaweah Delta Exeter Health Clinic. Rose points out children typically deal with loss much differently than adults.
As adults, we may start feeling better about how we live our life after a loved one passes away, but children are very, very different. They're going to go through the first day of school. They're going to go through the daddy and daughter tea that they're not going to be able to go to, graduating from high school. It's going to come up again. When they get married, it's going to come up again. It doesn't end.
Children may display a wide range of behaviors after the loss of a parent, including clinging, crying, fear of separation, aggressive behavior, withdrawal, and changes in sleeping habits. At the time of her father's death, Abby was 3 years old, and she had a lot of questions for Mom.
Definitely right after Roger passed, we moved into my parents' house. And at first, it was just the questions, you know, when are we going back home? Where's my dad? I miss my daddy.
When they ask you a question, answer it. Cry in front of them. It's okay. You're showing them that it's okay to feel sadness. It's okay to feel anger. It's okay to feel all of those things because this person is gone.
Rose says be age appropriate. The very young don't have an understanding of what death is.
Even at 4, they're still fantasizing. They don't understand that when you die, you don't come back. They don't start getting that until about 7 or 8.
Be careful about what you say to young children. This sensitive topic is best dealt with honestly.
They should never say they went to sleep, because children go to sleep. It's part of a normal routine for them. Daddy got sick. Daddy got very sick. You can't say things like that because children get sick. Children get very sick. So if they start putting those two together, it's very traumatizing to the child. And then they don't want to go to sleep, and they don't want, it's very difficult for them, or they get very confused when they get very sick, and they don't die, or they don't go away.
Changes in the household can have a huge impact on a child. Try to provide a consistent daily routine. This will help your child feel more secure.
For these children, the more constant you are, the more consistency they have, the more normalcy they have, the better off, the better they're going to be able to develop and understand.
Remember, there is no time limit for mourning the loss of a loved one.
With all good intentions, a lot of us say, oh, you'll be okay, you know, within a year, you'll be fine, everything will be back to normal. It's not back to normal. It's changed. That idea of what you had with the life with this person has changed permanently. So, and it's also changed permanently for the children.
Your child will need plenty of reassurance and encouragement to begin to feel safe again. Building and preserving memories can be one of the best ways to bond and heal as a family.
We need to keep those memories alive because it is very positive, because when they go through those developmental stages, they'll be able to have something tangible to look at.
I like this one.
Huh. Those are Daddy's big feet. They were covered in snow. Oh.
If you would like to contact the Cahuilla Delta Exeter Health Clinic, you can call 592-7300, or you can go to the 0 to 5 in 30 Minutes website. Just go to kvpt.org and click on 0 to 5 in 30 Minutes.
This program funded in part by First 5 Fresno County. At First 5, we focus on the first 5 years of life. We fund programs and services that better the lives of children in Fresno County.
Additional funding from First 5 Tulare County. Changing lives and building futures. Because it's all about the kids.
And First 5 Madera County, strengthening communities through the Family Resource Centers, where it's all about the kids.